Hello, guys. I'm Queen Nyamyabu, and today I'm gonna talk to you about this beautiful new Disney Princess box, and I want to share my experience of getting it at Disneyland Paris, near Paris. So I'm still kind of tired because it took quite a lot of time to get it, and it was quite of an experience. So sorry if I speak weirdly or something like this. So first of all, let's talk about prices. And this box, it was sold for 99 euros in Paris initially, and you could take two boxes and one Winnie playmat per transaction, not exactly per person. In my case, I just took my only bank card and I just took my two boxes, but I know that some other people, they use two bank cards, and they took more boxes overall. So let's say there were three categories of people. The first one is us, Disney players, Disney collectors, and I guess it was the friendliest category. And I actually had a blast while standing in the line, even though the line was very, very long. But it was a real pleasure to meet the community, to discuss with people, to meet some players. So, really, shout out to the community. And the second category was like people who speculate, who buy cards, who trade cards, many Pokemon collectors, but more like vendors than collectors. And they were also pretty much okay. Like, you could definitely learn something new and some interesting things from them. And also, there was the third category, the most dangerous one, I guess. Those were people who were pure resellers. They did not talk to anybody in the line. They were apart, and you could definitely recognize them by their behavior, by overall everything. And that's where the people who trespassed, who tried to who tried to get to the line, avoiding all other people who were cutting the line, etc. And actually, the community says that they are the main problem, let's say so, because they will not buy two, four, or even 10 boxes. They would buy 20, 30, 50. There were also people stealing boxes from other people. There were guys, like, I know that in 2024, I personally was not there, but shout out to my friend Reese who got me the box. So he got it in London, but in Paris, I know that that was very unpleasant. That many people just had their car broken into, and people stole these boxes from the cars of people who got to the parks. So I think we need to speak about this also, because that's the problem, and we need, like, something is needed to be done with it. And as for Paris, I can actually say that from what I saw, at least, the experience was not so bad. We came, my friend and I, at 11 p.m. And we started queuing. There were already something like 200 people ahead of us, let's say so. We took our two little chairs and umbrellas and water and everything like this. I think it was my first experience of buying some very limited goods, so I definitely had zero experience before. And that's what I want to say to all people who want to engage in this kind of activity. Think about everything, think about the things that may happen to you. Uh, like, look look up the weather forecast, because if it's raining, if it's everything, like, take an umbrella, take food with you, take snacks, take water, take a power bank, because it might be hard with all this. Take some pills, take like Nurofen, stuff like this. It actually helped me too because that's what I did. And as I said, we came at 11 p.m. and everything was closing at 2 a.m. So basically, no toilets available, no food that you can buy, which is like pretty much normal for France at this time of the day of night. And yeah, we were having snacks, we drank whole water and stuff like this. And at like something like 1 or 2 a.m., we had showers, but literally showers. It was so heavy. I was very happy that I took an umbrella, even though this like was not enough. I think I should have taken more things against rain because I saw that chances of rain were something like 30%. Then they uh, became 60%, and then we had this heavy rain. So it was okay, but of course you need to prepare not to sleep. You need to prepare. If you can talk to other people, it's also fine. Like if you're not too shy, I think it's cool because you can exchange some experiences. You can share your thoughts. You can talk to other players if you have players around you in the line, and still there were so many Disney Lorcana players in the line. In the middle of the night, I had some kind of a bad luck due to my health purely, not to the line itself. But I was about to faint because I was sitting on the chair and eating a banana and was like not stressed at all, completely quiet. And then I felt my heart going up to 150 or more. I don't know exactly because I was not counting, but I knew that it was very fast. And I just put myself on the floor, and there was a guy just next to me who turned out to be a medical worker, and he actually told me to he counted my heartbeat, and he told me that I might need an ambulance. I was like, no, please not this, because I came for Disney boxes, you know. I just came for my Disney boxes. I didn't want to have any medical adventures. The Disney ones were pretty much enough. Like fortunately for me, all these things, it calmed down. I know what it could be due because I had this happen to me before, unfortunately, but it turned out not to be something serious. Whatever, it still was like a major drawback for me, talking about my queuing experience. But then I just walked around and the things calmed down for me. And they told us, when I say they, I mean Disney workers, that were all actually very friendly to me. All security workers, all cast members were so nice to me also. And they told us that apparently they were going to open the gates earlier than usual. Yeah, by the way, the whole thing is not exactly happening only in Disney parks. It is not happening in Disney parks. In our case, in Disneyland Paris, you have Disney parks and also you have Disney Village. That is kind of Disney Springs, but Paris edition. And I know that maybe some American people will be watching this video, so I want to do the comparison because I've been to Disneyland Florida too, so I know what it looks like. Well, comparing to Florida, Disneyland Paris is much smaller because we just have the Magic Kingdom and we have the other park that was recently renamed. So it was like something World of Disney. No, it's something else like name. Sorry, I am a huge fan of Disneyland, but I always go to Magic Kingdom only. So the other park is the one where we now have the Elsa, the Frozen attractions. Whatever. We just have these two parks and Disney Village that is also not as big as Disney Springs are. And it opens at something like 7 a.m. normally, and it closes at 2 a.m. So you have to quit Disney Village if you were there, and you go to like something like just place around Disney, but as far as I know, it does not belong to Disney. So basically, their security rules they do not apply there, and that's where we were queuing. So it was in front of the gate of Disney Village, and what happened like at 5 6 a.m. you need to go put the objects, all the objects you had with you, you need to put it back in your car, because you are going to leave this like calm line and you will enter the line that is not that calm. They opened the gate, I think it was something like 6:30 a.m., which was a bit earlier than usual. I guess they didn't want the visitors to see the mess or to be engaged in the mess that was created by the extreme demand of these D23 boxes. So sorry, Princess boxes. D23 was 2 years ago. I sometimes confuse them. Um, so when the gates were about to open, many people just ran straight up to the gates, ignoring the line. So like some people only came at 5 p.m., 5 a.m., sorry, or 6 a.m. And despite this, they managed to get ahead of other people standing there or sitting there since like midnight. And that was like a negative point, but I knew that was going to happen. There are many videos around in Twitter, in maybe on YouTube, also on Instagram, etc. If you want to, you will see what it looks like exactly. Um, so in our case, my friend and I, we were quite ahead since the very beginning, and we managed to advance a bit more. We were not the first one to enter Disney Village, but we were like among the first spot, let's say, of the buyers. And then we passed the security. So it's like basically Disney, basic Disney security. You put your bag, you like take your mobile phone, etc. You show it, everything went smooth for me. And then there were some barriers, like you were supposed to respect the barriers and the indications where like you were supposed to go to the shop. The security members asked us not to run while like I was just walking quickly, and most people followed these instructions. But of course, there were people who ran, who decided to gain trespass or just move or just hit the barriers, destroy them whatsoever. And then you come to the next line, to the next step, and you just wait like in front of the shop, or not very in front. It depends on how many people are in front of you. And it was a bit more stressful, but still kind of okay for me because there were people who were trying to push other people forward, despite the fact that cast members they only allowed the groups of 10 or 5 people to enter the shop to avoid the shop itself being overcrowded and to avoid the mess, which I think was a good decision. So, but still, like if you are 200 and only 10 can enter, the others have to wait. And Like there is absolutely no need of pushing other people. And here again, I need to say that the crowd can easily get dangerous if people are pushing other people to some place where there is no place. And in this case, try to get yourself on the side, try to block the other people around you a bit, like with your arms, because otherwise it may get dangerous. But also, again, thanks to some players, they were players who shouted at people pushing other people who told them to stop, thanks to security members who did the same thing. And also, I need to mention that there was another line, the the disability line, and of course, it was way shorter. And yes, of course, some people they come with somebody who they know who is disabled, and they use this line to get more product. It's quite unfortunate because that's not what this line is originally designed for, but I can understand that all people have their own ways, and also there are people with disabilities who want their Disney products and they have every right to getting them. So I can't say that I have that many comments about this. And then I entered the shop and they were giving the numbers or some kind of tickets. You needed to take your ticket and then you could proceed uh, to the checkout. And there they gave you two boxes and a playmat and promo cards. I was so stupid and so like overwhelmed by everything happening that I completely forgot to ask for my promo cards. Like stupid me, but it is what it is. Like do not forget your promo cards, guys. So that's it with the story, I guess. There are so many opinions, there are so many stories of these lines, and some people will tell you that that's completely horrifying and horrible and very frightening. And other people would tell you that it's just a bit inconvenient, but nothing really more than this. And I would say that the experience varies from one person to another. If you are not somebody shy, if you are ready to like go ahead. I don't say like hitting, breaking barriers, but just you're not shy when you see people moving, you move too. When you see people trying to move ahead of you, you also accelerate. If you talk to people, if you ask what's going on, what's happening, what is this, what is that, how many boxes you think, how many this, I think it could be pretty much fine if you're physically resistant, if you are okay with not sleeping for 24, 36 hours. It could be pretty much okay. Of course, it depends on the situation. If you're shy, if you don't want to engage in any kind of conflicts, because you know that even if you're calm, somewhere around you, some people will shout one at each other because somebody is cutting the lines. Somebody says like you're a scalper and stuff like this. So you may see conflicts, you may see fights, and you need to be ready for this. Like I think I was ready for this. I actually knew that like probably I would not be able to get any product at all. So I came with this thought. I told myself that I would do everything I can to avoid this, to leave Disney with the product. But I knew in my head that it could have happened differently. So what else to say? Yeah, you really need to be careful always because when we were leaving the park, we knew that some people could have been waiting for us to steal our boxes and stuff like this. Disney, they do what they can to prevent this. I saw the army, I saw many Disney security members. So it didn't happen. And in my case, when we entered the parking lot, I didn't see any people who were looking like they were about to steal any boxes from anybody. But it did happen 2 years ago. So even this, it's better to be in group. It's better to stay together. Like, don't go alone. If you're a woman, never go alone to such type of events. Like, maybe if you serve in military services, etc., maybe it could work. I don't know. It's not my case. I'm just a Disney player. Nothing special, not strong. I don't do any martial arts, so I would always stick to a group. I know that still there are some people who manage to get 20, 30, etc. boxes. There are different reasons. There are different ways how this could happen. And I don't want to talk about all of them, but whatever, just know about this too. And also, when you talk about scalpers, know that people who put their boxes for 500 or something like this, most of the time, these are just people who have two boxes or three or whatever, and they want to like kind of cover their fees and cover their time. The fact that they were like all wet in the line, mm, like all the fees, the parking fees, all road fees, etc. In France, they are roads. It's called péage in French, and it means that you need to pay to continue, like to continue your route. And I can completely understand that people not gonna sell you the boxes for just 100 euros for dollars, whatever, for the retail price, because you need to go through a lot, and you like most people don't do charities, so please don't expect these boxes to be out for 150 or 100 and something like this. It's pretty much normal, because if one time you go there yourself, you will immediately understand why you don't want to sell them for 150, maybe to your friends, like your close friends, the guys you really love, but not to just everybody, not to strangers in the internet. Okay. So let's also talk about the prices as I touched this subject. So that's eBay prices, and what I see for this box, I see something like $400, $500. Let's look at the sold items. Up. Here we go. So yeah, 400, 685, 400 again, 400 again. So I think 400 might be a fair price actually for this box. Let's see that in Europe they are cheaper. So let's go to Cod Market and refresh the page. So we have the boxes for 270, 280, 295, 300. So it's basically like 300 for the box, for the princess box. And the other box, as far as I remember, I'm in this one. I hope we see it well. This box, it also was at 300 the same day that it was sold. And then the price went down. They were sold for 200 or even for 190 till June 2026, I guess, when they went up, I think, because of this Toy Story hype and because of all this stuff. Let's have a look on what should I say here. So I don't see anything at DCG Player, but probably because I'm not logged in. And here we see 600, yes, and we see that it was at 233 in April, so that's quite an update. And yeah, I think multiple events influenced this thing. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is this Ariel. It has nothing to do with boxes, but it's kind of a rare item. And I already saw somebody talk about this on Twitter, on X now, sorry. And what's special about this card is that in German, the name of the artist was completely different. It's actually Alice Bisoni who made this card, the art, I mean. And on this card, you see that it's Michael Cookie who is mentioned as the artist for this card. What was wrong, and then they reprinted the card later. This error only existed in German. So that's what we see, wrong artist cookie. And there are not so many cards on the market, especially if you look at foils. We only have four, five, six foil German cards like this, what is quite rare. I don't know if the price will go up or not. Time will tell us. But for now, it's something that is really cheap and something that may go up, especially the foil one. So just if you want, you can consider buying it for €3. It's really cheap. If you are in the United States, you can ask somebody who is in Europe to buy it for you. I, as a European person, I use Card Market. I rarely look at TCG Player because of my location, so I don't know exactly if this card exists on TCG Player. I think it probably does. So don't hesitate to add it to your collection. Also, another thing on prices for all these boxes. Overall, I wish there was a system, like for Disney Lorcana, something similar to Pokemon, that you had to get points to be able to buy product. And I think that could be probably the ideal solution, because I know that in Australia, the Princess boxes were on sale online, and there were bots buying them. And what happened in the barracks, what happened in London, where they literally closed the store without handing out any product, from what I heard. Like, I'm very, very sorry for all people who went to London and who didn't have any product, who were staying in the line for 12 hours. I find it so, so sad. So please, if anybody from Ravensburger, from Disney, ever sees this video, please listen to players who ask for some point distribution system, like you go play some set champs, you go play I don't know, your league events, and you get some points that later allow you to get the product. Because I think that to prevent scalpers from buying this, to prevent this situation where players and collectors, they want this product, like we need to do something to make it more accessible to players. But for now, as it is not accessible to players, unfortunately, like it is what it is. I think, like, I advise all people, if you, like, feel that you're not ready to go to parks, if you're not ready, if you're scared, whatever, just don't go. Why? Because still, let's not forget that that's a luxury item. You don't really need this to survive, and even to enjoy Disney Lorcana. You can have so many other items to collect, and that's why I wanted to show this Ariel card that is way cheaper uh, than all these boxes and stuff. That is very beautiful too. That is unique in some way. Like, you can enjoy Disney Lorcana even without the boxes. So, like, if you didn't get your box, don't be that disappointed, because it does not mean that your Disney collection is unworthy just because you didn't manage to get a product. Like, I want to be positive, I want to be optimistic, but I also like being realistic. And I want to say that, like, people will not be selling this for peanuts if it's worth a lot. Like the market is the market, and as a collector, you can always find a way to enjoy your collection even without like participating in all these Q11 to 12 hours queue activities. That's pretty much it. Some other thoughts of this on the prices. I think that probably the prices will go down during the next few days a little because there were really many boxes in Paris at least. Um, there were no boxes in London, unfortunately, but probably they will reopen the store for this in the upcoming days. Probably they will decide to sell the product online, so keep an eye on it. I don't know what's going to happen, but to me, several outcomes are possible. Like the first one, they will just sell the product in London. The second one, they will sell the product in Paris because it's probably easier for them to secure the the area. The third one, the boxes will be sold online as it was in Australia. And the fourth one, they will just not sell them and probably will postpone all this release locally, whatever. And I think that the prices are likely to go down a bit, but maybe then something will happen again and we will have the increase as we had it with this beautiful blue D23 box. So if you are a collector and you absolutely want your box, I think in Europe you can easily have it for 230, 250 today. Mind that there are euros, so in dollars it will be a little bit more. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and goodbye.